What's up, gang? Welcome back to the Fit Focus Forum, where we take the complexity out of fitness and put the focus back on action. So we give high-achieving professionals, the ones that are juggling long work weeks, travel, stress, and a full life, the strategies they need to take control of their fitness. All of this without sacrificing their careers or their sanity. And today's actually a pretty cool day because the podcast officially launched on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts today. So first of all, if you're one of our clients that are here live, thank you so much. Like seriously, I really appreciate that. This whole thing started as a little Zoom education call program. And somehow now I'm sitting here pretending to be a real podcaster with a microphone and emotional support electrolytes. Spotify approved the podcast in like 14 minutes. Apple took a little bit longer because apparently they need to verify that I'm emotionally stable enough to have a podcast platform. And Amazon Music is an absolute disaster. I swear to God, Amazon had made this process feel like I'm trying to get security clearance at the Pentagon. Every button sends me to another button. Every login needs another login. Jeff Bezos is absolutely somewhere laughing while I'm screaming at my laptop trying to upload cover art. So if you can't find it on Amazon yet, trust me, I'm fighting for my life over there. But we are officially live on Spotify and Apple, which is honestly really exciting. And fittingly, today's topic is alcohol. Because nothing says celebrating launching a fitness podcast like trying to explain why tequila keeps ruining everyone's abs. Now, speaking of suffering, I officially started my cut. It's summer. That's what we do. I also have another reason. Going on a cruise in July out of Barcelona. I've never been. I'm super excited. It's La Demance. They throw the biggest circuit party in Europe. I got to go 2 Octobers ago for my birthday, so this cruise is going to be fucking amazing. But it's just not any cruise, right? It's a gay cruise, which means the pressure is on. And it's different. Straight cruises, people are wearing Hawaiian shirts and eating soft serve by the pool. Gay cruises, everybody suddenly looks like a Marvel character with a skincare routine and emotional trauma. You walk onto the pool deck and immediately start questioning every dietary decision you've made since Thanksgiving. So currently, I'm sitting around 15% body fat, trying to get closer to 8% by the time July rolls around. Which sounded fun and exciting in my head until I remembered that 1,900 calories is basically the nutritional equivalent of surviving on thoughts and sparkling water. And honestly, the struggle is real right now. I opened my fridge yesterday and I stared into it like it personally betrayed me. I'm also sharing my food logs with my clients during this cut because I think it's important for people to realize that coaches struggle as well. Like, yes, I know the science. Yes, I know exactly what to do. And yes, I still almost fought someone over a bag of chips this weekend. That's real life. We are real people. And that's the real life that I want to live. That's why I think this topic matters so much, especially in gay culture. Because alcohol is deeply tied into our social lives. Vacations, circuit parties, bottomless brunches, Fire Island, rooftop cocktails, pride events, work happy hours, dates, travel. A lot of our social interaction revolves around drinking. And honestly, that makes fitness so much fucking harder. Not impossible, but harder. Because the average fitness influencer online acts like everyone lives this perfectly structured monk lifestyle where they meal prep in glass containers and spend Friday nights journaling with herbal tea. Meanwhile, half of us are trying to stay lean while someone named Diego is yelling shots across a rooftop bar at 11:47 p.m. That is the real conversation. So tonight we are going to break down what actually happens when you drink alcohol. What happens to fat loss, muscle growth, recovery, sleep, hunger, hormones, cravings, workout performance. That's the one for me that suffers the most. And also the why I'm good all week, but absolutely feral on the weekend keeps trapping so many people in the same cycle for years. So let's establish something immediately. Alcohol itself is not automatically making you fat. That is important because people love blaming one thing. Carbs made me fat. Sugar made me fat. Alcohol made me fat. Mercury retrograde made me fat. Usually what actually happened is a consistent calorie surplus combined with behaviors that became difficult to control. Alcohol is often the accelerator of those behaviors. That is the real conversation. But honestly, most people are not gaining body fat from 2 vodka sodas. They are gaining body fat from what comes after the vodka sodas. The drunk Uber Eats order, the fuck it mentality, the skipped workout, the hungover brunch, the emotional support breakfast sandwich, which honestly are pretty fucking good. The Sunday spiral where suddenly nobody knows what a vegetable is anymore. That is the problem, my friends. So let's simplify this. Alcohol is technically a toxin. Now, before anybody panics and throws their espresso martini into the Hudson River, that does not mean one drink ruins your health. It simply means that your body treats alcohol as a priority substance that it needs to process first. Your body basically goes, I think we should probably handle this first, right? Get the poison out of our body. So while alcohol is in your system, your body temporarily slows down other processes, including fat oxidation, recovery, muscle repair, sleep quality, and apparently decision making, as myself and many others have found out the hard way. Because nobody sober has ever ordered mozzarella sticks at 1:17 a.m. while saying, tonight doesn't count. Quick honesty check. How many times have you gone into a night saying, I'm just having 2 drinks, and then suddenly it's 3 a.m., you're eating tacos on a sidewalk, your shirt is off for some reason, and you're trauma dumping to a stranger named Alex in an Uber Black? This is not a lack of willpower. This is biology mixed with lowered inhibition. And honestly, gay nightlife especially can be weird. It can be a combination of social connection, body image pressure, anxiety reduction, validation, celebration, emotional escape, all wrapped into one giant tequila-flavored experience. So when people say, why is it so hard to stay on track? That is why. Now let's talk calories. Alcohol contains 7 calories per gram. Protein and carbs contain 4, and fats contain 9. So alcohol is actually pretty calorically dense. And here's the sneaky part. Alcohol calories are incredibly easy to consume without feeling full. Nobody ever says, oh my God, I'm so stuffed from those vodka sodas. But those calories absolutely count. Especially because most people are not drinking plain tequila over ice like disciplined fitness wizards, although that's me. I love reposado tequila over ice. I usually do a double. What people are drinking are espresso martinis, frozen drinks, sugary cocktails, bottomless mimosas, drinks that taste suspiciously like melted candy. Now add mixers, late night food, appetizers, brunch the next day. I deserve this meal, the hangover recovery meal, the weekend is already ruined meal. And suddenly one cheat night becomes a full 3-day caloric avalanche. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They think, I eat healthy, but they accidentally erase all of their weekly calorie deficit every Friday and Saturday. And this is where things get really interesting, my friends. Alcohol lowers inhibitions, but it also impacts hunger and food decision making, meaning you're not just weaker mentally, your brain literally becomes more impulsive around food. That is why after drinking, nobody craves grilled chicken and asparagus. Your drunk brain wants fat, salt, sugar, quick dopamine, easy calories. Nobody leaves the club saying, you know what, sounds amazing right now, a sensible portion of salmon. Just no. Your brain wants pizza the size of a weighted blanket. And because sleep quality gets disrupted, the next day cravings often continue. That is why so many people end up in the Friday drinks, Saturday garbage food, Sunday depression burrito pipeline. So the real damage is not always the alcohol itself. It's the chain reaction afterwards. This is probably the most misunderstood part. People think alcohol helps them sleep because it makes them sleepy. Those are not the same thing. Alcohol often helps you pass out faster. We've all been there. But it dramatically reduces sleep quality, especially deep sleep in REM, where your body needs the recovery the most. Meaning that recovery suffers. Your hormone function suffers. Your energy suffers. Cravings increase. Moods worsen. Stress tolerance drops. Ever notice after a night out, your anxiety feels worse the next day? You feel bloated. Your hunger is insane. Your workout feels terrible. You look softer. This is not just aging. This is poor recovery physiology. And honestly, this is huge in gay nightlife culture because so many people normalize running themselves into the fucking ground every weekend. Like, yes, you absolutely had fun, but your nervous system is now filing a formal complaint. Now let's connect this to fitness results. Muscle growth depends heavily on performance, recovery, consistency, progressive overload, and alcohol can interfere with all 4 of those things. Because after drinking, hydration stops, sleep quality stops, recovery drops, energy drops, motivation drops, and let's be honest, most people don't wake up after 4 espresso martinis ready to attack Romanian deadlifts with precision and enthusiasm. You become more likely to skip workouts, half-ass workouts, miss steps, order takeout. Say, I'll restart Monday, and that's where the progress starts stalling. Not from one drink, from the repeated cycle of inconsistency afterwards. This is the part I really want you to hear. The problem usually is not drinking occasionally. The problem is living in extremes, ultra restrictive Monday through Thursday, followed by complete psychological warfare Friday through Sunday. That cycle destroys consistency, guys, and consistency matters more than perfection. Because honestly, most people do not need a stricter diet. They need fewer self-destructive weekends disguised as balance. Now, here's the good news. You absolutely can drink alcohol and still make progress. See, there's good news. You do not need to become the boring fitness person bringing Tupperware to a birthday dinner while glaring at everyone's margaritas like a disappointed nutrition wizard. The key is intentionality, not emotional decision making. So what actually helps? Eat protein before drinking, eat protein before drinking, eat protein before drinking. It is extremely satiating. And it's also going to help feed your muscles. Do not save calories all day and show up starving. That always backfires. Hydrate aggressively. Alternate drinks with water. Drink before you go out, the water. Drink the water when you get home. Set a drink limit before going out so that you only have a couple drinks. Not during the second tequila shot negotiation phase where suddenly everyone becomes a motivational speaker. Avoid turning one fun night into an entire weekend spiral. And understand this, your body can handle occasional flexibility very well. What it struggles with is repeated inconsistency. This is especially important for busy professionals and travelers because a lot of social connection revolves around food and alcohol. Client dinners, vacations, weddings, circuit parties, airport lounges. I'm an airport lounge whore. I drink way too much at the airport lounge. Work networking events, bottomless brunches that somehow become nighttime. So the answer cannot be never drink again. This is unrealistic for most people. The real skill is learning how to participate without completely abandoning yourself. And the goal is not to how do I avoid alcohol forever. The better question is, how do I create a lifestyle where alcohol no longer controls my results? That is a completely different mindset, my friends, because honestly, most people do not need more punishment. We're gay. We've gone through enough. They need more awareness. And once you understand what alcohol is actually doing inside your body, you stop approaching fitness emotionally. You stop saying, I ruined everything, and instead start saying, okay, that had a cost. Was it worth it? That is what long-term fitness really is. It's not perfection, awareness, balance, and the ability to recover quickly instead of disappearing for 3 weeks. So I want to thank you guys very much for listening today. Here's what I want you to think about tonight. Are you drinking in a way that fits into your goals? Or are you using alcohol as an escape that keeps delaying the version of yourself that you actually want to become? I certainly hope this helped some of you take a second look at the way you drink and how it affects your system. Anything that triggers a dopamine response is going to be difficult to control. The fact that you're sitting here listening to this podcast means that you took a step in the right direction. I'm so fucking proud of you already. So thank you guys so much for listening today. What I'd like you to do is leave some questions in the comments section. I'm going to collect all questions and comments and do a Q&A episode once a month. So come at me. And if you're looking for extra help with your entire journey, that's what the Modified Macro Method is all about. We help gay men over 30 who travel often with anxiety lose weight so that they can feel better about themselves when they look in the mirror and be healthier as they get older. Wherever you're listening to, drop the word "my turn" in the comments, and someone from our team will reach out to you and schedule a call so we can start discussing what you need to do to get yourself headed in the right direction. I'm really excited that this is now a live podcast. This is the second one that I'll be posting, and I'm looking forward to doing so many more. So please reach out with topics that you would like me to cover in the podcast. Share them in the comments, all right? Make sure that you make sure you're sharing with other people. Give the link to somebody who might need a little extra assistance. And remember, don't give up because you made one mistake. Mistakes are where we learn the most. And without them, we would never do amazing things. Thank you all so much for listening. We're going to talk soon.